Fox 5 Health News. Ready-to-eat bagged salads may be the root of a lot of food poisoning cases. Researchers say the lettuce leaves can quickly deteriorate, allowing bacteria to flourish.
Joining us now is nutritionist Shari Bookvar. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
And this is actually very interesting news because for a lot of people, it's a mystery.
Right.
You know, how they get sick.
So what they did in this study is they actually took lettuce leaves such as arugula and spinach and they put them in a mortar and pestle to make the juice. And they found that the salmonella increased by over 2,000-fold when they put it in a bag similar to the type that you would find in the grocery store. So it was interesting to see how your food poisoning and how salmonella can occur. Now, for the consumer, the risk is actually still quite low. So I don't want to alarm people, but it is something to take into consideration when you're shopping and you look at the bags, and some things to take into consideration if the lettuce looks slimy, if it's
right, because if it sits around
puffy.
a couple days, right, it starts to get wet.
Right, and you should be using it. This was interesting too. They said that you should use it right away. Use it within the day. Don't then, if you've only used half, fold up the bag and keep it for a couple days. Use it right away. Look for the date. The longer the date is, the use by or the sell by date, the better. So you always want to be able to look for something.
Which is interesting because a lot of times those dates wind up being completely divorced from reality. Like, it doesn't matter, but in this case, it really does.
It does.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll see people picking through, looking for the,
in the
later date in the
This
back.
leads me to ask you, is it better not to buy bagged and buy the loose stuff?
I think that it's better to buy what you're going to eat. It's nutritious, so if it is convenient to buy a bag of spinach. And also the other thing is, if you don't think you're going to use it right away, you can saute it with a little bit of olive oil, spinach for example, olive oil and garlic. It's a way to use it up right away rather than letting it sit for a little bit.
I'm glad you're telling me this because I'm guilty of doing that very thing.
I buy the bag lettuce, so if that makes you feel better.
Okay.
All right. The buzzword for health food these days is pulses.
Yes.
These are bean-based foods like lentils and chickpeas.
It's actually, pulses are dried beans, peas, lentils, and chickpeas.
Okay.
And although these foods have been around for forever, so if you look at, for example, a bowl of black beans, but because they are an economical, sustainable, and nutritious choice, they're high in protein, high in fiber, high in nutrients, and they're gluten-free. A lot of products are now using pulses in snack products and things like that. So there are basically two ways you can use them. One is in the traditional way, where you can either take them from a can or soak them and cook them yourself and put them into salads and soups. You can even find on recipes for cookie dough made from chickpeas and things and beans. Yep. Or you can look at some products. So there are some pastas now that use 100% beans or 100% lentils, chips that use lentils. So just keep in mind the caloric and fat profile can be similar, but they're a little bit more nutritious because of the ingredients that they use, and also some dried, there's chickpeas and some regular peas, some flavoring, and it makes a nice alternative to a traditional snack.
Yeah, people are popping those as opposed to peanuts and, you know.
Right, we are seeing a lot of upgrade, even with the cauliflower, subbing it for mashed potato, a lot of these sort of healthier swaps.
Absolutely, and we're finding so much more now. There are so many wonderful products and opportunities that we did not know about years ago, and how we can use them in foods every day.
Getting smarter and smarter when it comes to our health. All right, Shari Bookvar, we appreciate it.
Thank you
Thank
so
you very
much.
much.
Thank you.
I just like hearing the word chicken.